Hi guys, welcome to the Guitar Show. It's Ron Goose. I just want to say a million thanks for everyone subscribing. We're now at 20,000. When I started this channel, I didn't think I'd get more than 300. So very humbled and delighted that we've got so many subscribers. And some amazing comments, amazing stories, and I've met some great friends through doing this channel. So once again, thank you very much. Thought what I'd do today is just have a look at my little rig here. Just show you what gear choices I've made, and you know, this is a great thing about the guitar community is we've all got our own, you know, we all like a certain type of guitar, certain type of effects, you know, we all have a different configuration. So I'm just going to show you my setup, and hopefully that will give you an idea of how I record my demos and my clips here, because sometimes people are asking me, you know, what gear am I using, and pretty much my equipment has stayed the same. My core equipment has stayed the same for the last 10-15 years. So let's do this. This guitar here is a Guitone. It's called a 200 LT, and I first heard this guitar on the album Mambo Sinuendo by Ry Cooder and Manuel Galbon, who's a great Cuban guitar player, and the sound of this is just amazing. I just use it for recording really, and some of the stuff I do on the Guitar Show YouTube channel. What's really great about it is these pickups. This pickup here is the one that you want to use. It's got flat wounds on this guitar at the moment. Flat wounds are 11 gauge, but flat wounds, and it really kind of works well. It's quite a vintage sound. I'm going for kind of a Tex-Mex Cuban sort of guitar, 50s tone with this one. But it really is 1965, quite old, but it's beautiful. So a refret with 6100 fret wire. It's had a new nut. It's got a 0 nut, as you can see there, but it's had a new nut on it. Other than that, it's pretty much as I got it from Japan. So, great guitar, Guitone 200 LT. Let's have a look at the next one. If you've seen my Kudacaster videos, you would have seen this one. This is my #1 slide guitar. And it's had a few modifications. It's got a Guitone pickup here, a Mojo pickups repro of a Valco, string through. And it's got this great bridge here. This one, this tone knob was actually here, so I could maneuver it with my little finger, but it's broken, so I need to sort that out. But otherwise, it's a great guitar. It's flat wounds on this, 12s. Some cool tuners. Again, 6100 fret wire on that one. So that's a pretty cool guitar. Okay, this next guitar is a beautiful guitar. It's MJT body, Robert Gilmore neck. It's got a nice flame sort of thing on it. Same tuners again. Brazilian rosewood board. Again, 6100 fret wire. 50s Diamond. Guitone, 60s Guitone. It's got a mastery bridge on it. It's a short bridge, Bigsby, and yeah, that's great guitar. This has got round wounds. I like a combination of different strings. These are 11s, round wounds, and this thing really does play well. Okay, this is my first Kudacaster guitar. I made this one about 15 years ago. Original Valco lap steel pickup, original Tisco 60s pickup. And this is just that Ry Cooder thing, 610 fret wire again. This is another Robert Gilmore neck with cool tuners as well. Brazilian rosewood, great guitar. It's actually had 10 necks on this. I'm always changing the necks because, well, that's a story for another video. Okay, let's check out the only acoustic that I have at the moment. With one of these things, that's all you need. This is a filed, and this is actually based on the anniversary model, but I was working with a guy called Eric Bibb, and he had one. He had his own signature model. So this is actually an Eric Bibb signature, and so it's a really great finger picking guitar. Quite a wide neck. Beautiful cherry, quite thin, very thin, but wide. So it's kind of fast, quite a fast guitar. Long scale. Okay, let's check out the Navigators. These are ESP made guitars, called Navigators. I'm a big fan of these. I'm a fan because I can buy them cheap. That's the main reason. But these are really well made. This was a 2002 model. It's got Mojo pickups in it, Goto bridge. Frets a little thin. This has got a huge neck. This neck is massive. It's wide and it's fat. So this is a monster guitar. It's quite a favourite of the people that watch this channel. They love the tone of this one. Okay, this is a 2014 Navigator. This is the one, if you check out the song called Why, which is the opening video on my channel, you'll hear the tone of this guitar. I'm always mucking about with the pickups. These are Mojo pickups, and this is wound like a Peter Green reverse wind. Goto hardware again. It's just fantastic guitar, very good. You know, I've actually sanded off all the lacquer on the back of the neck because these Navigators have funny, I don't know what it is they put on there, but I sand it off and I can feel the wood there. That's great. Again, I've changed the tuners to these German ones. Let's go to this. I want to be quick about this so that we can get through this. So this is a Telecaster again. It's another Navigator. You can see I've got a little bit of an obsession with these guitars. Flats on this one, 11s. It's got a great neck shape. The Navigator neck shapes can be a bit different. Sometimes they're a little bit too wide and they have shoulders. No, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but this has got an amazing shellac finish. It's a beautiful finish on it. Glendale bridge, I've changed that. It's got a can't remember what this is. This is a guide tone, an original guide tone rewound by Mojo pickups. So Mark at Mojo is amazing. So that's that. It's a great guitar, one of my favourites, this one. Okay, yet another Navigator. This is one of my favourites. Again, swapped out tuners, maple neck, vintage frets, 11s again, Callahan bridge plate, raw vintage saddles, Mojo pickups, raw vintage springs, Callahan block, and there you go. Okay, this is my newest acquisition. This is a Navigator. This was made in 2002. It's nitro finish on this one. Really nice, really great vibey guitar. It's got a Mojo pickup in here with a metal plate, so it's kind of like a Telecaster. So I'm going to try that one out. Raw vintage saddles and springs. Goto block on this one. As you can see, ESP. So all Navigators are made by ESP. Honduras, rosewood, maple. So it's a really very nice guitar. Okay, guys, this is the first kind of boutique amp that I ever bought. I bought it from Sweden from a guy called Tommy Cougar. It's called a Mystic Blue Star. It replicates the Robben Ford tone, which really it doesn't because that's an impossible task. But it's a great amp. It comes with a Bob Burke cabinet, which is always seeing different speakers being swapped out of that. On top here, we got the best overdrive pedal ever made, just because it only cost 15 quid. A Sky Golden Horse, great. A gift from a friend in Mexico, muchas gracias por eso, una pequeña guitarra. That's really cool. And we've got a 240 volt Filmer sound, which is extremely rare, EL84 model, so that's kind of like my prized possession at the moment. We got a 1950 Diamond, which is going to be going into a project soon, and I'll be doing a video about that because it's a really cool idea for a guitar. Let's check out these amps. So what we got here, we've got Carl Martin Reverb Headroom. For me, this is an amazing reverb. It's a spring reverb in a pedal. It sounds incredible. And I notice a lot of the kind of guys that own these Dumble clones tend to have that thing. This is like a buffered effects rack. And this is my main Mystic Blues amp. It's a 50 watt 606. Inside that cabinet is a Altec Lansing 417 H model, which was a ceramic 100 watt. Incredible speaker, my favourite speaker. What we've got here, we've got a couple of Filmer sounds. This one's a 220 volt EL84. We've got a speaker cabinet there, which has probably got a Celestion Type A, but sometimes there's a Celestion Blue in there. And here we've got Victoria Amps Reverberamo, which is a vibrato unit and reverb in one. And we've got the famous Filmasound 385, which is really the kind of the amp that started the whole Filmasound craze off. So this is 6V6. I use this, it sounds amazing. And all my Filmasounds have been modified by Bill Crenard from the 2Rock fame. So they've got these kind of switches which do silly things. And let's check out the pedal board. So this is my little pedal board. I try to keep my pedal board really simple nowadays. Less is more. You know, I try to use one overdrive, one fuzz. We've got a Carl Martin tremolo, which is cheap but amazing. We've got a slapback delay here, and we've got a longer delay here. Quicksilver is the longer delay, and the Black Fountain is the slapback. I normally have them both on. That fuzz here is Thorpe FX. That was one of his first pedals he made when he was making sort of clones and selling them on forums. He made this thing, and this fuzz just sounds. I've never found anything that touches it for what I do. You know, this is a Providence Soft 2, which is made by Yuki, and that's basically it. It's keep it simple. You know, something that I can use and get used to. You know, all the time. So that's it. So thanks for watching this video of my little gear collection. I mean, we've all got our own little collection of gear in the corner of our apartment, our house, whatever. And it's just a really cool thing the main thing with your collection is that it enables you to make the music that you have in your head. That's the number one thing, you know. That's why we have these pedals and these amps, is the music that's inside of you, in your head, you want to bring it out, and you're using this equipment to do that. That's got to be the number one priority. Not really, you know, one thing I would say is not because, you know, this pedal's the latest, greatest thing, so I've got to have it, I've got to try it out. No, it's not about that really. It's about, you know, what you're hearing inside your head and how you're going to achieve that. You're going to get this equipment, or you hear a sound of a famous player and you love their sound, so you're going to try and replicate that sound using something similar. Another bit of advice that I've learned through 20 odd years of playing is, you know, get an amplifier, you know, one of these, whatever, and keep it. Don't sell it. Keep that amplifier, because it takes many years to discover the sound in the amp. Obviously, if the amp is broken or it's not very good, you know, if it's a transistor amp, you know, well, some transistor amps sound great, but, you know, get a good amp, you know, do some research. Maybe you need to buy and sell a few things, but ultimately just try and get one amp that is the base of your sound and try to keep that amp, because inside that amp is many tones. Each pickup reacts differently, the touch, you know, it takes years in order to develop your sound. Once you've got that sound, that's your voice, that's your accent, that's you. And that's why I say with people with effects, guitars, amps, try to keep, you know, the same gear, because then that familiarity with that equipment is going to really help your music, in my opinion. This is just opinions here. So hopefully this has really been useful for you, just to see how I record these videos and the setup. If you want to ask a question, you know, I can talk all day about equipment, so please leave a comment, ask whatever questions you want. I can go into specifics. But thanks a lot for watching. Thank you very much for giving me 20,000 subscribers. And we've got more really cool history videos and all kinds of crazy stuff coming. So thank you. Hasta la vista.